Joining me now are Sonia Harrier, a beauty editor who believes applying your makeup in public is relaxing and saves time, and etiquette expert Jo Bryant, who says it's just bad manners. And we want you to let us know what you think this morning using the hashtags LKYes and LKNo. So yes, get in touch as quick as you can. So yeah, Jo, it's just not acceptable anywhere at any time unless it's within the privacy of your own home.
As with anything, it's all things in moderation. I like to think of it a bit like messy or smelly food on public transport, for example. It's one thing having a takeaway coffee and it's a different thing having a stinky burger. It's the same with makeup. It's one thing having a quick touch-up with your blusher or your lipstick. It's quite another thing if you're getting your whole makeup bag out, spilling out onto other people, squeezing your spots, putting your concealer on.
I don't feel like you need to get completely ready before you leave the house. And sometimes you just don't have time. And if it means that you spend 20 minutes on the train putting your makeup on, as long as you're not shedding anything, as long as you're not tweezing eyebrows or cutting your fingernails, I think that's where I draw a line. But if you're applying blusher or mascara or even your foundation and it's not having any impact on anyone else around you, then it's totally acceptable.
So if someone did come up to you, you're on train into work, and someone did approach you as you were putting your makeup on and said, look, I really don't like what you're doing there, how would you react to that?
Well, I'd say they should just not look. I mean, you should, you know, they could be reading a newspaper or reading a book or looking out of the window of the train. There's, you know, no reason why I should change my habits because it sort of offends someone else.
Mm-hmm. Also, if somebody commented on someone else's behaviour, they're also being quite badly mannered themselves, I think, is another way of looking at it. So whilst they may be offended by the makeup, equally, if you were to comment on someone else's behaviour, it's almost equally as intrusive.
Have you actually seen someone cutting their nails?
Yeah, clipping their toenails, socks off.
Toenails?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is
maybe
just
this is
weird.
what's completely scarred me, I don't know, but yes, I have seen.
Was it a man or a woman?
It was a man.
Oh, no.
And he pulled his socks off and cut his... Well... Yeah. I mean, that has to be done at home. There's another campaign I'm about to start.
You don't need that ready for work, do you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Although, funny enough, I've been on... Actually, it was a flight back home to Belfast, and there was a girl beside me started to paint her nails. And I don't have any problem, to be fair, with anyone doing makeup or anything else. But the lady behind us complained because of the smell of the nail polish. And I thought that was quite interesting that... I kind of let it go. I didn't hardly notice it, but someone else did.
I think smells like with makeup, I think nail varnish and perfume is particularly intrusive. There's two sides to it. There's the sort of smelly side, and then there's the grooming side, like I mentioned at the beginning, and it's the sort of the very base level makeup. It's not the lipstick or the quick touch up. It's the sort of the things that normally are done in the bathroom.
Yeah, and to be fair though, Sonia, we all have, well, maybe it's just me, the messy sort of sponges and dirty brushes that should probably be washed daily and are not. And so if they're falling out of our makeup bags and they're making marks on the table or whatever, maybe that is a bit sort of rude.
Absolutely. Well, I think there's ways to do it. There's definitely ways to apply your makeup on properly on a train. If you... I would always avoid anything to do with brushes. So if you've got a foundation stick that you can just sort of scribble on your face and you know, rub it in, it's less intrusive than getting out lots of brushes and sponges and powders and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Oddly enough, I find it quite therapeutic watching people put makeup on.
I do.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I have a bit of an interest in it, but I kind of quite like looking to see what they're using, how they're doing.
And also, it's amazing watching women kind of expertly apply eyeliner on the train on a shaky train. It's amazing. It's something to be applauded.
Do you think that's because we're used to wearing makeup, though? That actually we find it interesting, whether other people, maybe particularly men, aren't used to wearing makeup necessarily, and so actually they see it more as a sort of slightly fascinating or slightly revolting. In some cases, it seems, from what we've read, transformation that they believe should be behind closed doors. And so then it's less intrigue than we go, oh, they're using that product, or look how dirty their brushes are, you know, making ourselves interested or feel better.
Of course, no, that's a good point. But I suppose we go back to, Sonia, you've got a little 11-month-old, and it's, you know, it's tough enough getting out of the house on time in the morning. So those few moments that you may have on a train or a bus are the only moments you have to yourself to potentially do your makeup. Do you would agree with that, Jo, that that's okay?
I have two small children as well. I agree with that. You know, the commute is a good time. Like I said at the beginning, I think there's a boundary. We can get some of the base work done at home, and then you can maybe do little extra bits on the train if you're that short of time. Needs must, especially in our busy lives.